Well, I'm just up here admiring the view of what I have to do to work on, and I'm kind of liking it. I'm really excited to see what this becomes one day. It's also kind of crazy to think that it's almost been exactly 1 year since I uploaded a video. I think the date for that would be this Sunday. I don't know. But to realize that like the scale of this world has changed so much. But what I want to do is not exactly work on the main issues here, or the main structures or the roads or anything. What I want to do is build a couple of guard posts. Lookout posts? The mountain guard posts. That's what I'm doing. So I'm imagining I've got this castle here in the middle area, and, you know, I don't know if there's like a giant army coming off over there. So what I need is a couple of guys to maybe sit up here in a tower. You know, they can sit up here, they can take shifts if they need to, that whole thing. And then if they see, like, you know, a bunch of people swarming in, they can light the fires and let me know that Gondor needs aid. So that's what I think we're doing today. And I think we're going to build a couple of them. So we got one here. I think I'm going to do one on this one as well. Technically, I think for an area like this, you should probably, like, realistically have maybe one that the castle can see, but then also one that, you know, is farther off, like on the mountain over there. But I don't really need it for the view from over there. I need it from the view from my castle, so. And then the last one, I'm not entirely sure. I think if I want to be able to see it from my castle, I will probably... Oh, that is right. This mountain is dangerous. Probably take that tree down, maybe? Or we could do it on this one. Yeah, I think this is a better one. This way you can kind of get a view of, like, things over here a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll go here, there, and then all the way over... Wow, I forgot how tall that is. Over there. Now, I think... Let's take a look at these different grounds here. So this one is fairly flat and fairly low, actually. So as far as the footprint goes, I'm not terribly concerned. I think I can make just about any of the sizes work that I would imagine. Let's check this one over here. So this is a little thin. Let's see, how big do I think I can make this work? Oh, you are definitely trapped. Or not? Probably trapped. Let's see, I could probably take this down a little bit. I might be able to squeeze 9 on this if I'm really careful and kind of creative with how I make the support looks. I think I can do that. Man, this is a wild little area, huh? And then this one, I think this is also fairly large, so it shouldn't really be too much of an issue. Yeah, it kind of narrows, but overall I think the shape is pretty much... I can definitely work with this. Okay, cool. I think if we take that one as the example, we can kind of make them all generally the same size. So I think that size is going to be about 9 by 9. Okay, let's get to designing, shall we? So first, let's just kind of take a look at shape. They don't have to be all exactly the same, but I would like them to be moderately uniform. Okay, that's a decent size. I can definitely fit like a decent amount of stuff in here, actually. Because I want there to be like a beacon, you know, like a thing that they can light in case there's an army invading or something. As far as height goes, that might kind of differ between mountains. So this one, I think, should probably be quite a bit taller, and the ones up there, I don't think they need to be nearly as tall. Do I want it to be square? Do I want to knock the corners off a little bit? So I could do that. Nice round towers. That might fit better on the mountains. I think for sake of uniformity, I think I'm going to go with a kind of circular 9. I think that's a good idea. Next thing I need to do is figure out if I want to use netherrack or soul soil, or just campfires, because I don't know if I'll even be able to see them lit from that distance. Well, I'm surprised that the smoke is actually visible from this distance. The netherrack is probably the brightest, obviously. The regular campfires? No, I think those are the soul sand campfires. Can't see the light at all, but you can see the smoke for sure. Over here, that's the soul sand with the fire on top. That one's obviously visible. Not nearly as visible as that, but I think the distance is probably a little bit more. And then with the regular campfires, you can just barely see the smoke. Now let's wait for it to get a little bit darker to see the light levels. Well, it is well into night by this point, and honestly, I'm still kind of conflicted, because the netherrack burns, I think, the brightest, but I kind of like how blue that one is and just how different it is. I don't know. The campfires are definitely a good. They're almost unable to see what they look like in the day. Like they're basically invisible except for the campfire smoke. Let's actually get down a little bit. Okay, yeah, those are still very visible. Interesting. I think, oh, this is tough. For safety, merely because I don't know what I'm going to build it out of, I might go with the campfires just because I think if I build something out of wood and end up having to burn it down, I think I'd be very bummed out about that. So I think I might go with the campfires. But the netherrack and the soul sand is definitely very... They're larger flames, so they're obviously going to be more visible. But man, I think I'm going to say the regular campfires are the winners. That's probably going to be the best one to go with. So maybe we'll build that one first, since that's the closest and going to be the easiest platform to get them all figured out on, I think. Well, I've got the 2 boxes of colors that I'm going to be using. I think we're going to start with tough for the bottom layer. And let's see, I think I'm going to take off this layer here. And let's see, let's try to center it on this area. So actually, if I center it on this part, I can do that. And then I think we go 1 here. And make sure to cover in the areas where it droops down a little bit. And we'll take that up 4 more blocks. Alright, let's take a fly away to see how the size looks for that. Okay, yeah, at least 2. Let's just try 2, actually. The 3 might be a little too much, to be honest. And I think, to give them a little bit of a difference in separation, I think I might do the stone for the second layer. And then what I think I'm also going to do is actually bring that in 1 block around. So let's get back up there. So I could just continue it from here, but I think I'm going to bring it in 1 and see how that looks. Okay, I think that needs another layer. But I think that second layer is going to be the same width. So we're not going to go in anymore. Just up from here another 5. You know what? I think that's actually pretty good. Because I'm going to do the little crenellation thing at the top. So I think that's actually going to look pretty decent there. Now for the crenellation, do I want to do more of the tough? Or do I want to keep going with the regular stone? I think we're going to keep it with a stone. So let's see. For now, I think we're just going to bring it out. And we will go up 2. All right, so again, we're just trying to get the rough shape right now. I think that's pretty good. So for where the tough meets, I think I'm going to go with slabs, and I'm going to do that with the stairs. So we'll go 1, not exactly, let's go there. And then slabs on those sides, stair in the middle, stair, stair, slab on the sides, stair in the middle, with like half a block of difference that might not be terribly noticeable. Yeah, that's very blending in. Okay. I do like that the stairs are there. I think I might just do all stairs. I think that'll be the better way to go. Although since I'm doing this, what I could try is actually coming kind of like that. So it looks like the wider sides are kind of swooping up a little bit. Let's give that a try. Again, this scale at that distance, it might not be noticeable, but it could be kind of cool. Oh, you know what? I think that's pretty good. I kind of like that. So if I do this on the sides and then actually bring this layer down a little bit more, not too bad. I don't think it's enough for me to say it looks good or bad, really. Although actually from this angle, I kind of think that height difference is a little awkward. All right, after changing it up a little bit, I think this might be the way to go. Yeah, that's the way to go. Okay. So for the bottom of the crenellations, I'm going to kind of mimic this part on the sides. I don't think I'm going to do the dip here. I think I might just bring that straight around. But that's going to start, I think, at the level that that block is right there. So I think for the first one, we're going to go here. And then, nope, we want you. And we're going to go there, there. I think for symmetry, we're just going to try to stick to the same method on that one. Because it's kind of hard to get to, so it's kind of hard to do one and then the other and then go back and forth. So I think we're just going to try to do the way that I think it should be, which is like that. And then I think for the crenellations, I'm going to try to do this. Was I calling this whole part the crenellations? The crenellations is a little uppy, downy bits on the top, if I recall. And you are facing the wrong way. You need to go here, and there, and there, there, and there. Okay, that's pretty good. I think that needs to be turned to the inside, but overall, I kind of like the shape of that. So we take you and go in. right? Yeah, okay. That looks a lot better, actually. Okay, cool. Nice. And you know, I'm kind of thinking that the bottom of the, what's the term? The parapet bit, the sticky outy bit at the top. Could kind of use that on the diagonal portions. So we are going to try to do that. So this is, and we're going to go, oh, so that goes here. If I did exactly the same on the bottom as I do the top. I think that's right. I'm going to do the rest of them and hope that I did that correctly. Right. I technically did that correctly, but it doesn't look right for the top section. So what I think I'm going to do is, rather than have it here, I think I'm going to have it come down one more block just to give the top a little bit more beef and do it here. So that'll go there and there. That looks a lot better. Okay. Quick glance, but I think that's good. Now for the bottom floor, I decided to try bringing the walls in to make the bottom floor too thick as far as the walls go. I don't hate it. It is an option. I've definitely seen where you'd have like an older castle and then they'd kind of just build a slightly newer castle on top of that. Or I'm just kind of making things up. I don't really know. The other option is that I could come in here and I could do the stairs like that to make it look like it is being supported, which is definitely an option. And then on the corner blocks, I think I might do the tough walls. I think I'm pretty good with that. I think I might change that into tough block, but other than that, that feels pretty good. Oh, that is the outside. Not even noticeable. Could I incorporate the walls into the sections up here to make it look beefier? Is that a good idea? I could see that for the parapet sections, maybe? One of these days I'll just figure out what the term is, and I'll just use that instead. So I think I want it on this block here. And how weird does that look? I think I'm okay with that. The last thing I might do is come around the corners on the bottom, especially the lower sections, to make it look like it's kind of been built up a little bit more. Okay, that feels pretty good. Aww. Ooh, yeah, that's going to be cool. I'm so glad I'm going to add these to like the sort of background of this area. That's going to be fun. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay, that actually kind of works pretty perfectly. 4 and 5. Now I'm thinking I might actually add a little bit of a roof to this. Still have it being open on all sides, but just something that gives you a little bit of cover. I think we'll bring the stone up here, and then you can come up. And for now, I think I'm just going to trace where the actual platform ends. Oops. And like I was saying, we trace where the outline of this area is. I'm not entirely sold on this yet, but we will give it a try. And it's not like this would be the hardest thing to take down if I end up not liking it, so we will stick to it for now. A very gentle, gradual slope up. I think that's actually going to look too square, so we'll take that down there. Nice, they got a little cover. Now let's see if this actually looks good. And too thin. So the other option would be to do the trick to make the half slab roofs look better, which is to double them up so that they're basically full blocks and you can use those on, the half blocks. So what we're going to do is, unfortunately, basically the same thing. I wish I'd thought of that before I tore all of that down, but it is what it is. From the outside ring, I'm going to go a little bit slower and a little bit more methodical on that. And we're going to double up. So this is the top half of that block and the bottom half of that block. Okay, and then from here, I think I will come up and do the same level as before, except this time, again, doubling up. So it becomes a little bit more expensive, but I think the look will overall be better. Hopefully this will make the roof look more substantial. Bring it up a little more, and a little more, and that looks a whole lot better. Okay, glad those boys don't have to fight in the rain anymore. Or guard in the rain, I guess. Another thing that I kind of want to do, that I think could be pretty cool actually, is I was talking about those warning fire signals. I think I want to do that on like a little platform that comes off. And in my head, I know what it's going to look like. Hopefully I can pull this off. So what I want is to be able to come out here. Maybe just a couple of blocks, because it's not a huge tower. I do want it to not catch those on fire, though. So is that tall enough? So if the fire block was right here, it's like 4 blocks above and 2 to the side. So that should be good. 3 by 3 is probably too big for this. So if I did maybe just a 1, would that be noticeable? Or maybe I could get away with like a 2. Okay. So this should be far enough away. This is more than 2 blocks away and more than 4 blocks above where the fire block is going to be. So I'm going to give this just a blind try to see if this even works. And I'm going to surround this with stairs on the top. Okay, that feels too much just from here. So what I think I might do is just do the stairs on the outside, and on the inside next to in the corners, I guess I should say, I will do regular stone bricks to try to cut down a little bit on the girth of this thing. Okay, so that should be the very top. So I am going to wait for it to get night for me to sleep, and then I will work my way down, and I'll show you what that looks like. Let's see what we got. Okay, the size is actually not too bad. Now, as far as the shape, I kind of want it to come down a little bit and then curve off at the bottom. And I'm going to have to attach it from the wall. This could be interesting. What do I want to do? I guess let's just start by building the shape out. So I'm thinking come down at least 1. And then from here, I think these need to come in. So let's go out a little bit and give you a stair. I think that'll work. Really flying by the seat of my pants on this one. I think I'm just going to trust the vision I got and hope that it works out. So from here, I can just do that. So I think I need to come down a little bit more. Okay, so far I'm actually not angry. I think I'm going to take those corners and put those as slabs though. Yep. And then continue this down another layer. I think we go to stairs here. And then let's do that. And then, ooh, maybe at the very bottom of that, like 2 stone walls. I'm trying not to look before I'm finished with this idea yet, because I want to get the full build. I hope this was a good idea. Because if I can get this to work, it should look so cool. It's just a matter of actually getting it. And what do you know? Okay, that is not bad. I need to take those half slabs up a block, and I want to bring those stairs on the bottom layer up 1 as well. But man, that looks pretty good. Okay, nice. I love nailing it the first time. And nice. Okay, I think that is probably about as good as I'm going to get it, and I'm very happy with it. So what I want to do right now is obviously connect it to the actual tower itself. So what I'm going to do is kind of, I think from the block between the top and bottom stair, I'm going to bring it like a pillar almost directly straight out. I think I might bring it up a little bit and then kind of curve it over would be a better idea. Yeah, let's try that. So I want probably 2 blocks, and then stair, maybe slabs from there. Stair. Okay. And maybe that should be a stair as well, actually. Another stair. And then I think from here, I'm going to attach it to the wall down like that. Stair at the bottom. That should probably be a stair as well. If this actually works first try, I'm going to be so pumped. All right, show me something beautiful. Okay, that is not bad. I think that connects too low, so I should put a stair higher up and maybe bring a connection down as well? That might help. It looks great, though. I'm very pleased with how it looks so far. Okay, that does help. I think it does need a support. Actually, I think it could probably just come straight out. And first of all, obviously, there's going to be a way to walk to it from here. So that will be fairly straightforward. And then I think down here, I kind of want another one to come out and kind of brace it as well. So I just bring that straight across, and actually I might do another stair there, and that probably needs to be a full block there then. I think that could do what I'm looking for. You know I'm confident because I'm talking in falsetto. I think I am okay with that. That is good enough. I'm pleased with it for sure. It's not like the wow factor that I was looking for, but it's like a single brace on the side of that, so let's take a fly around and see how that looks. Oh yeah. I kind of feel like it needs a roof, but that would be stupid. Oh. Because seeing as this is a tower and you need to be able to defend a tower, you would have little arrow slits that you could shoot through. Yes, that way you can kind of defend your town from here. I might decide to remove these depending on how weird they make this tower look, but for now, I think they'll stay. I'm trying to avoid completely mimicking the exact same platform, or the exact same pattern on every side, so that's kind of different. Can I do one out of the corner here? That could be cool. I sure can. Okay, nice. It is currently night, so I think we will do an emergency test run of the beacon and pray that it does not burn down all of my stuff. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and take a flyby, huh? Oh, it looks so good. Oh, oh my gosh. That is not right. That should be one lower, I think. But, oh man, I am so happy about that. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, the roof isn't too thin. The oversized sconce for the warning light looks fantastic. I couldn't have planned a better shape. I sure do love it when I can just kind of figure it out and it just works. Last touch before I end this off. I think I can get away with that. Actually, before I do that, I ought to fill that space in. I think if there are no air blocks around this and campfire on top, I think I can actually have it there and not have the hay bale catch fire. So possibly okay? We will find out, but unfortunately that's kind of all the time I got today. But yeah, I will definitely in the meantime get those two up. And oh man, I love it so much. So if you enjoyed this, I would love a subscription and maybe a like and a subscribe and a comment. A comment would be good. But I'm going to say I've been Chuck Ross, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. The beacon is lit. Gondor calls for aid.